Good evening. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to the State of the City address. Thank you, City Council. Thank you, Board of Works members and all the department heads for coming here tonight, and for those watching at home for taking time out of your personal schedule to be here this evening. This is my 10th week in office, and I can tell you it has been extremely busy with me learning the job, meeting with people, while focusing on establishing my agendas. During the campaign, we spoke about not having a honeymoon period. Rather, we were planning on hitting the ground running. We are doing exactly that. The day after the election, I started implementing my management strategy by evaluating the past structure we have had for as long as I can remember, to focusing on implementing a structure that works together as a team that is efficient and effective. I mentioned several times that I would have nothing to do with the buddy system and would pick the right person for the job. It was difficult to get qualified people to step up in a leadership position when the pay for that position is really not worth it. But by eliminating a management position and combining it with another, and building up internal people who are very qualified, allowed us to give department heads more incentive pay for the job they do. I hold leadership very accountable for what they do. Therefore, I needed to hire the best person for the job, which I feel we were able to do. My management strategy is a servant-style leadership, which leads by rolling up my sleeves and getting involved while empowering others to step up. It is not a dictatorial leadership, driving people from the top down, which is the most ineffective, inefficient management style for today's culture. I do this by seeing others' potential, even when they don't, and focusing on developing that potential to help them improve the area they are serving in. By establishing goals and objectives, gives every department the opportunity to look within themselves for ways to improve. We are still working on those goals and will continue to do so, constantly changing and updating them. We meet as department heads monthly to train and discuss problems and brainstorm together to find solutions to those problems. This collaboration model has helped produce a team structure that works synergistically as a whole to benefit all departments, not to undermine and work against each other. Building and improving employee morale was another goal, and from my conversations with employees, that is happening in part due to this leadership style. Improving the morale ultimately produces an effective and efficient workforce, which is my ultimate goal. One of the first items we decided to tackle was evaluating all of our equipment to assess the current condition and see if we needed to keep it, sell it, along with developing a long-term replacement plan so we can have a replacement cycle to start budgeting for. What we found is our equipment is old, much of it needing replaced a long time ago, but we also know we have to live within the budget restraints that we have. Most departments are underfunded and working with what they have, but if we don't find a creative way to replace aged equipment, we will find ourselves in a bad situation with no way to pay for a fix and not be able to serve the community. An example of this is when the train on the east side broke down, leaking a large amount of diesel fuel. Our street department was called to bring the backhoe to the site to help dig a containment area to control the spill, and it broke down on the way. Another example is when we decided to shut down the curbside recycling pickup because we found the frames cracked on the compactor trucks. There comes a point when the equipment we have is beyond repair, needing replaced for safety, and we don't have the ability to replace it. Being short on manpower and equipment led us to having to shut down the curbside recycling pickup and set up dumpsters for those who choose to recycle. We know this is an inconvenience, but until we do our due diligence, it is the only way. We had already been discussing the program when this happened, so it also gave us the opportunity to speed up our evaluation of our recycling program. We were already dealing with a new problem when the company who takes our recycling wants to start charging us for it. We don't charge for curbside pickup, and this was going to make that more difficult to continue. Our ultimate goal is to encourage everyone to recycle more. In doing our research for a better method, we have potentially found a better way of doing business as a whole. We are currently meeting with state and national leaders for guidance on implementing the model that we are looking into developing. What I mean by this is there are several different programs working in their own way, producing the results they desire, like the facility in Tennessee we just visited, who produces compost, and the recycling facility in Morristown, but no one has implemented a model utilizing all the processes in one place, which is what we are attempting to do. The excitement on the national, state, and local level is exciting to watch because we are entering uncharted but sought-after waters. My goal is to end Connersville being last on all these negative lists coming out, to us leading the way. Our trash and recycling program has the ability to do just that. Another insurance area we targeted was our workman's compensation and general liability. Our workman's comp went from a 1.04 to a 1.09, and our general liability loss ratio was 148% for the last year. When discussing ways to reduce this, we found there are not any safety policies and training for our employees to help them work and be safe. This will take time, but we have a program in place with the help of the insurance company to start the safety training process. One problem we have right now is a lack of manpower to manage it. So we are working on a way to do it with what we have until we can provide another way. It is not just about a program. Rather, it's about internalizing safety so everyone goes home at night safe and healthy. We also want to set it up so that when my administration is done, the program continues on and the ball doesn't get dropped. We are confident that with implementing the safety and health programs, we will start to see significant savings in both of these areas. Our health insurance program is another area we are evaluating and currently negotiating for change. We have built a team consisting not of just leadership, but employees who understand the insurance we have very well. Everyone understands what we currently have is not sustainable in cost, even though it is good insurance. I'm proud to say that the employees have the best interest of the taxpayers in mind as we are going through this process and understand we must be good stewards of the city's money. We are in the beginning stages of this, but we are all confident we will be able to produce a significant savings so we can better utilize the dollars we have for much needed improvements. In just a couple of days of my administration, we found out we did not have a formal process for our invocation. Since we are required to have a policy, and after seeking legal advice, this led us to temporarily shutting down the invocations until we have a proper legal procedure. We have done just that, and will be having a formal public hearing on this procedure Monday night at the City Council meeting. I encourage you to attend or watch it here on TV3 for a full explanation of how we developed our policy. If there's one thing you've learned about me, I hope that you've learned that I don't like being in a reactive position. I spend every waking moment trying to find ways to help move Connersville forward while not being in a position of just settling for what we have. I have said many times that the boards and the commissions that we have, I just don't want another meeting. Rather, I want them to focus on their goals and find ways to achieve them. I have been told that for many, that the past they felt that it was just a position to be in while nothing ever got accomplished. We have set the vision, we have established the goals, and we will soon see the results of the many brilliant minds of Connersville working on making our community better. This past Wednesday morning, all department heads, the sheriff's department, and the school corporation met with the health department to have a proactive discussion about the coronavirus. We discussed how to handle personal hygiene with all employees and at all facilities, and what to do if and when our county or city has a person infected with a virus. I don't want a knee-jerk reaction from us not knowing what to do while running around waiting for help and desperately seeking answers. Rather, each individual department came up with a plan so we can logically deal with the problem rather than causing panic and bad response. The health department does not have the ability to test for the virus, so please do not go to them seeking one. If you are not feeling well, you need to call your doctor first. Just do not show up at the hospital or clinic to get tested. Please call them first and they will instruct you on what to do. If you have any questions or concerns, you can also find valuable information on the CDC's website, or you can call Matt Shirk at the Fayette County Health Department or Alvin Day at the Public Health Preparedness Coordinator position. For now, we are just taking precautionary measures, taking care to wash your hands more and avoid touching your face, while increasing and sanitizing of our buildings. If employees are sick, stay home. We are very generous with our sick days, so use them. Some out-of-town meetings and trainings have already been canceled to help avoid travel contact and mass gatherings. When we get updates, we will make sure the community is updated via our webpage, social media, newspaper, and radio. Please be patient and work with us when we have to make decisions on how to handle situations when they arise. We want to always value the health and safety of all. One of my campaign promises was to make sure we are educating and communicating with the public more on what we are doing and what we plan to do. We have revamped our social media. We have established new Facebook pages for our departments to help get information out faster. We established 2 Minutes with the Mayor as a random Facebook feed that will hopefully end up being a regular shoot. TV3 personnel are experts at what they do, but I'm a rookie, and talking to a camera is not as easy as one would think. We have also set up a monthly show called From the Mayor's Desk, which we will highlight current events and discuss topics relevant to the city. We are working closely with the newspaper and will be establishing close relationships with the radio so information can get out quicker to them and in some cases before we give to the general public. I also plan on writing regular monthly articles in the Republican Reporter for those who receive that. Today was a day I really hope I never go through again. From receiving a call from dispatch that Wayzata was closing their doors to permanently and to make a very tough decision with the coronavirus. I'm very thankful for the people who surrounded me today for the council. This morning I received a call from dispatch that said Wayzata had called asking for police to come in case things went bad after they told the employees they were closing the doors. Dispatch asked if it was due to the coronavirus for a temporary shutdown, and they said no, permanently. I could not and still cannot believe the lack of respect they showed in not calling my office, the EDG, or the chamber. We as a city have done nothing but help them and work with them, always answering their requests quickly, and they show no respect in return. Now citizens show up for work today and we're told they no longer have a job. We were both blindsided. We also had to make a critical decision with our employees and facilities. I have an executive order issued today that I'm going to read. Due to the COVID-19 outbreak, city department heads may ask patrons at city venues who display some symptoms or have been contacted with someone who has the COVID-19 to leave the facilities to protect the health and welfare of other patrons and employees. Furthermore, due to COVID-19 outbreak, city department heads may ask employees who display symptoms or have been in contact with someone who has COVID-19 to leave the workplace and use vacation, sick, etc., according to protect the health and welfare of other patrons and employees. This executive order stands in conjunction with all existing city department policies and procedures regarding the subject matter. Any provision of any policy established by any city department, board, or commission that is in conflict with this executive order is superseded and governed by this order until repealed by the mayor of the city of Connersville. So ordered this 13th day of March 2020. Chad Frank, Mayor, City of Connersville. What that means is all public facilities will now have limited access by the public. We're not trying to keep you out. But the point is the utilities department. We have a lot of people who enter the doors paying their bills. We're not going to have the doors open anymore. What you have to do is you go through the drive-through. You can still drop your bills off through the drive-through for now, and you can continue to do your online payments or mail your payments in. The Parks Department we have had to suspend all activities at the buildings. Catherine will be getting on the phone Monday. I know we have already made contact with some people for the weekend. These are tough decisions, but we really need to make them to control this. The EMS, fire, and the police, we're asking that the employees only are the ones in the facilities and that no visitors go there unless you have a medical emergency. But please leave those facilities alone so that nothing is being spread there. And at City Hall, we're going to be doing the same thing. If you have business with the clerk treasurer, you can still come in and phone her in the lobby, and they will try to do everything they can through the window. If you are at the chamber EDG, we're really going to shut those down. Please call them if you need them. Meetings with me, I'm going to do via Skype or another online way so we can have those meetings. Or if I have to travel to them, I will. I'm going to try to limit my travel to other people as well, though. So, and the timeline of that will be from today through April 12th, following the school's guidelines for what they released today. Now, I know this is difficult, and it was not an easy decision to make, but we are confident that it is the right decision to make for the protection of everyone in our community. Lastly, I spoke about my leadership style of servant-style leadership. I announced on TV that I wanted the public to hold me accountable with my weight loss program, an initiative just to get in shape. Everywhere I go, people ask me how I'm doing with this and are holding me very accountable. Thank you very much. That means a lot to me. And yes, I'm doing it. I have continually hit the gym several times a week while maintaining my diet plan of intermittent fasting. I hope that this will encourage each and every one of you to set a goal of changing your health as well. You don't have to join a gym, but you can find a creative way to get physical and make healthy choices. Your health is in your control. And this is a simple way to start the process of change. Change is always easy to talk about. Implementing it is the hard part and very difficult. So let's see our city change together into a healthy community. Let's see our city work together with the same focus and vision for change. Let's see our city change and grow together. Thank you. God bless America. God bless Connersville. And God bless each and every one of you.